What a frightening Halloween weekend that turned out to be. Hi guys, I'm Nymfria and welcome back to the home of FPL videos. United rose from the ashes, the Seagulls held the liver birds, and Havertz finally returned. Praise be. It was quite a nightmare on Nym Street, I'll have to admit. Let's take a look at how I got on in Game Week 10 before looking ahead to my team selection for Game Week 11. With Raya coming in on my wildcard and getting injured before he can even grace me with one game, bit rude, I decided to roll out Foster based on me already going early on another transfer, as you'll see in just a moment. Big fan of Ben Foster's YouTube channel. I will happily take his 2 points where he stepped in for me this week. My defence was a mixed bag. I seem to say that every week really. Cancelo was a letdown again. He did have 5 shots and 1 on target, but just the 2 points from him towards my team total. The Chelsea lads held my team up this week, and if it wasn't for them, I'd be in big trouble. Chilwell and Rude Boy getting clean sheet and Chile in the bonus points, so gotta be happy about that. However, it's all about James though at the moment, isn't it? Guy is just on monster form. I suppose it was a lot to ask of Chile to get 4 returns in 4 games, but hopefully he'll be back on it soon. He won't want James running away with it, that's for sure. I'm not really sure what happened in that Brighton game, but these Trent returns are a bit up and down at the moment. You never really know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates. So this week it's just 1 point. Hopefully next week it'll be 15 points. You just got to ride the waves when it comes to Trent. In midfield, I'm very happy to learn a Nuno's sacking, not because I don't like him, but whilst he was in charge, Spurs assets have been a bit come day go day, let's be honest. So I'm hoping whoever comes in gives Son back his sparkle because he deserves it, and I would very, very much love more than just 2 points next game week from him, please. Come on, Sonny. You can do it. Okay, so it happened. The nightmare I was worried about. I went early for Foden and sold Rafinha, which is why obviously I had to play Foster this week. Turns out when Rafinha says he's okay, he's actually okay. Who'd have actually thought it? Somebody being honest in the football FPL world. Didn't really help me out though. That means the past 2 weeks I've sold both Jota and Rafinha, who've punished me directly after selling them. Foden did get an assist ruled off, but a blank didn't surprise me, to be honest. It can be tough to have 2 negative calls like this in a row, especially holding Rafinha as long as I did, but I made the decision. We have to own it, and now we move on. Something I'm learning to do much better than I have done in previous seasons. Salah doing Salah things, but not making an inch of difference on my rank due to his effective ownership and captaincy this game week. For those wondering what it's like to play the game without a captain, well, right now, you're living it. Do you prefer it and think everyone's on a more level playing field? Or do you hate it completely? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And rejoice, finally Havertz returned. He finally returned. He had to fall on the floor to do so. Controversial, but I'll take it. Up top, I don't know what to think on Tony. The guy has amazing fixtures, but I am concerned that it's now been 4 game weeks since any returns. I really hope he can string a run together in these great fixtures because it's just too long of a run without something now. And Antonio, despite being in a team that put 4 past Aston Villa, he couldn't add a little something to help me out this week either. Shocking. Like, my forwards the last few weeks have been non-helpful towards my FPL points. It's been an absolute disgrace. So with all of that, I got 43 points, potentially could have been a green if not for all of the auto subs around me. So instead, it's turned out to be a big red from all of the Livermentos and Gallaghers that people got off of their bench, and has pushed me down to 208,244. My only positive here is that thankfully everything is quite squidgy in the OR, so hopefully one good game week I could be back up there again. Just searching around for that good game week, you know, if anyone's got one and they'd like to share it, just hit me up, you know. Again, I don't help myself. Livramento on the bench and absolutely smashing it yet again, meaning I could have been better off if I had played him. Seems to be the case most weeks. But otherwise, I had my best players on the pitch. So my 3 top scorers were the ever reliable Salah as my captain with 10 points, the Chiltacular Chilwell with 8 points, and it's a toss up between Rubai or Havertz for my 3rd spot, and I give it to Havertz just because he didn't blank, so 6 points for him. Okay, so moving on to Game Week 11, and this is how I'm currently lining up. A couple of issues here. First of all, I have a major benching headache. So in terms of my outfield players, I don't want to make any transfers if I can absolutely help it, as just the fact that I have Livramento on the bench alongside Cancelo is making me feel slightly nauseous, to be honest with you. Of course, I need news on Mbeumo, but hopefully he's back for Norwich. It's one of the main reasons why I doubled up on Brentford attacks, so really would like both Mbeumo and Tony back and firing for that. Let me know what you guys think on my lineup. Any help gratefully accepted as always. With that aside, I have to address my keeper issue with my 1 free transfer this week. So there were 4 options facing me: Ramsdale, Sanchez, Gaeta or McCarthy. I ruled out Ramsdale before his price rise. I love the guy. I'm an Arsenal fan. He's done great for us this season and I prefer him much more to Leno. But I think I'd rather get in on Arsenal defence through White or Tomiyasu, just in case our defence happens to drop off, which has been the case in past seasons. Hopefully those would be an easier move on, and it means that I can hopefully stick with my keeper and not be too worried about form. I also can't be spot on that Leno doesn't creep back into the lineups during some of the fixture pile-ups, possibly over Christmas with those easier fixtures. I let the idea of him go and his price rise along with it. That leaves me Sanchez, Gaeta and McCarthy. McCarthy and Sanchez have 4 clean sheets, the same as Ramsdale. Gaeta has 3. I like the idea of McCarthy, as if I bench Livramento, as I have been doing against my peril most weeks, and Southampton still get a clean sheet, then I don't get hit with the percentage hurt for those that are playing Livramento. And it means in a game week like this, where I'm really unsure on who to start, it means that I could have McCarthy in goal and at least have Southampton defence covered. But is he as nailed as Gaeta or Sanchez? McCarthy did get rotated a fair bit last season. Could this creep back in again this season? As I'm trying to choose a keeper possibly for the rest of the season here, as much as I want to be brave and go with McCarthy, because that's kind of what my gut is saying to do, and, you know, just be a bit batshit and go with it, I think this rotation concern likely edges me back to whittling it down to between Gaeta and Sanchez. Gaeta's fixtures are nice, very, very nice. And when he has Liverpool in Game Week 23, Foster has Norwich. So it's only really that Man United fixture until January that can't be covered, as Foster has Man City then, if I wanted to rotate those 2 keepers. In Sanchez's 3 tough fixtures until January in 18, 20 and 21, Foster has Crystal Palace, West Ham and Tottenham. So he does rotate with Foster, but obviously, possibly you could say those fixtures are a little tougher. It's a real difficult one this. I'm between covering percentage owned and taking a bit of a punt on a keeper with great fixtures, and the 5th highest top 4 saves behind some of the premium defenders. However, that in itself is subjective, whether that's a good thing, because potentially it means the defence in front of Gaeta isn't doing its job as well as what it should be if he's needing to make lots of saves, potentially meaning he could be in trouble for keeping more clean sheets. It's a real dilemma and a head scratcher. I'm leaning on the security of Sanchez, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Maybe you guys can give me some pearls of wisdom that I haven't thought about yet. Captaincy is of course on Salah. If Tony had scored in Game Week 10, I'd be extremely tempted to go for him, but as it's been a while since any return from him, I think I'll just stick with Salah this week and play it safe. And lastly, moving on to the trending transfers this week using Fantasy Football Fixed data, I'll delve into the trending transfers ahead of the next game week so you can see who's likely to rise and drop in price, as well as gauging the bandwagons at the time of recording this. So let's take a look at the players in and out ahead of Game Week 11. Of the goalkeepers, Ramsdale is the trendiest goalkeeper in ahead of Game Week 11 after his 10 points haul with 131 plus 1,000 purchases. Mendy is the next trendiest with 54 plus thousand buys. Raya is the most transferred out goalkeeper with over 85,000 sales due to his injury. The next highest out is Schmeichel with 31 plus thousand managers selling on the Leicester man. Of the defenders, Alonso is still leading the way for sales out this week with over 135,000 managers jumping off of the Chelsea man. Azpilicueta is the second most transferred out because of missing out last game week with 74 plus thousand sales. James is the trendiest defender in ahead of Gameweek 11 after another brace with 448,000 plus purchases. Chilwell is the second highest defender in with over 100,000 purchases. In midfield, Emile Smith-Rowe is the trendiest midfielder in with over 323 plus thousand purchases after his goal against Leicester. Gallagher is the next trendiest in this game week with around 171,000 buys after his goal and assist on the weekend. Kovacic is the trendiest midfielder out with 129 plus thousand FPL managers moving on the injured Chelsea midfielder. Mount, at the time of recording this, is the second most switched out midfielder this week with over 90 plus thousand sales. Up front, the injured Lukaku is still the trendiest forward out so far this week with 74 plus thousand managers moving on the Chelsea forward. Ings is the second most transferred out forward after his no-show on the weekend with over 63,000 sales. Hwang is the trendiest forward in this week with over 66,000 buys. And Tony of Brentford is the second trendiest forward bought ahead of Gameweek 11 with over 61,000 purchases. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. I want to say a big thank you to all of you for your love and support on Twitter following the loss of my family member. It's been a tough week, but all of the love and support from you guys has really helped. It means so much more to me than you guys could ever know. I hope Gameweek 11 is good to you. Before you go, please check out my sponsors of this video, fantasyfootballfix.com. And yet again, if you'd like to help me reach 7k, please do like, share and hit that notification bell and subscribe for more FPL videos. Until next time, Nymfria out.